laughing and the baby smiling. Sun's up and the food cured. People doing what they be doing. Go ahead and double dutch. Sitting on the front porch. Don't let nobody change your mood. Can't change my mood.
Welcome back, everyone. This is Hustle and Heart. And today I wanted to do an episode really just talking through what failure looks like as an entrepreneur and kind of explain. I can go back and I can recap like the last couple of months. And it honestly, if you follow me and you've watched any of my videos, you know that I just started my business. I just quit my job. It's been a little over 2 months and I've done some really big proposals. I've built my website. I've built online courses. I've launched a huge course, or was supposed to be a huge course. And that's what I wanted to address in this video, is that if I'm going to diary this and I'm going to actually talk about it, then I can't be afraid to be like really real. And I'm sitting here at the beautiful Lily Creative House, and this is my diary today that I showed up. Okay. Now, why does that matter? Because today I was supposed to be launching my course and I didn't get anybody to sign up. And as heartbreaking as that is, I really am trying to choose failure, because now I know how to change things up. I know that summertime wasn't a great time to do things. But what I want to address, if you're an entrepreneur out there, if you're struggling with mindset, like how you handle failure and your resiliency is going to determine your success. I know where I'm going to be in a year, in 2 years, and that's determined by my work ethic. And so I was supposed to hold my live workshop today here, and it's such a beautiful studio. Like, this feels like my second home, my office, and I just love it so much. And I've got my girls with me. I decided that I was going to make the best of this situation, and I could have stayed home and pouted, and I could have said, I'm tired and I don't want to do it, but I threw the eyelashes on, I threw my bracelets on, and I said, you know, I'm going to go record content for my course, and I'm going to go record content for social media, because I'm not going to waste this space, and I'm not going to reschedule. I'm going to hold my head up high. So if you are struggling with failure, if you're struggling with anything, honestly, your next move determines everything. So, you know, think about Mel Robbins' like 5-second rule. It really is the next decision that matters. So if you feel like you've failed, remember, especially if you're trying to run your own business, I know with every proposal that I do, I know with everything that I launch, every, you know, free webinar that I try to do, it's going to take 100 of those before somebody actually signs up. I'm going to be launching and trying to market and figure things out. So the point of this video diary today is I want to talk to any of you out there who are struggling with failure and aren't making the best decisions. So I've struggled with depression and anxiety. I still have some issues. I've been, you know, waking up in the middle of the night. Not bad, but the deal is I get more confident and I feel better with every step that I take forward. It's action is what's going to make you feel better, not sitting on the couch. If you want to build resilience, you need to act and be intentional about your actions. So me coming here today is like, I'm a force to be reckoned with. I have said it a million times, failure is not an option. I will keep working. This happened for a reason. The second thing that you should do is really get out and talk to people and network. So if you're not networking, you know, how you handle failure, becoming resilient with your next step, but then who you talk to afterwards. Do you actually say out loud, like, I failed? And I met this woman for coffee yesterday who is part of the American Marketing Association. Coincidentally, that's where I need the most help, but I know that I'm not strong. And I went into that meeting knowing, like, I didn't know her. I got introduced by somebody else that I had networked with. I went into that meeting with no intentions to gain anything for myself other than I want to see what I can learn from this woman. And it led to something I think is pretty amazing, that things that I didn't know were happening, an event that I'm attending. And I did learn from her, and she gave me some social media tips, absolutely free, out of the kindness of her heart, that for me is incredibly valuable. I don't have a social media strategist. I do have someone who's helping me post with a few things on LinkedIn, but I'm about to get rid of them because I have a whole different strategy in mind and they can't help me with that. So I know, and I want you to remember this, failure is something that is, you're going to fail your entire life. And how you view failure, you need to change your perspective. It's not a bad thing. Like, yeah, it sucks. I mean, the honest truth is I don't feel super great that nobody signed up, and the people that I did ended up backing out and getting jobs, and like that's what happens. But I have to tailor my message. I have things I need to work on, and it's going to take more and more and more work to get it to where I need to be. But one day I will be in the studio and I will be teaching 30 plus people, and it's going to be amazing. So and I just put in a request for proposals. So, you know, my business is a little bit different. I'm not in finance. I'm not an insurance agent. I'm not a real estate agent. And I'm not trying to grow my YouTube channel to be my income, but sharing my story and taking this diary is super important to the journey. Because 1 year from now, I'm going to look back and say, yeah, I'm glad that I showed up. I filmed content and I did it. And that resiliency makes you stronger. And you all know, like, this is about creating your strength. Every day you have to make intentional decisions that help you create your strength. Both men and women, like, I don't think one gender is more resilient than the other. It really is all determined by your next step. What do you do when you feel like you failed? Because I can also view this as, it's just a learning opportunity, and I have to ask myself, like, what is this moment trying to teach me? And because I've only been out on my own, it's still been less than 90 days. I have to be patient with myself and realistic. That is these small, intentional steps over time that is going to get me there. And damn it, I'm going to get there. Not as fast as I want, but it will happen. And so my two biggest pieces of advice for you in this video today is that take the next step. Whatever that looks like for you, what's the next step that's intentional, that's going to give you the confidence, that's going to make you feel better? And two, get out and talk to people. Find your people. So go network, call your friend, and figure out, okay, so what's my next step? And it's not a vent session, it's, okay, I got to shift. Own up to, okay, this isn't what I thought it was going to be, and then let it go. But actually talking about it with someone, and like I said, I met this gal the other day, and I never met her, but I told her I shared my story that, like, yeah, I didn't get anyone. But she looked at my website and she gave me a compliment on my website. Like, again, she gave me some free social media advice, and I now have marketing direction. So not only was coming here today intentional, meeting her and trying to learn about marketing is also intentional. Because being an entrepreneur is such a lonely, lonely place. And I can't stress enough that those two things are going to help you the most when you are facing failure. Those two things are going to determine what happens next, because you can sit on the couch and then you can sulk and you can pout and you can do those things, but you're not taking steps forward. So while I could view this as a setback, it's not. My line is still going forward. I haven't taken any steps back, but I'm learning. This moment is teaching me something. And I just filmed a bunch of content, some Creating Strength podcast episodes that I'm going to release, basically on building resilience and ownership, and just like own your shit. I did not fully plan out a launching strategy because I just went for it. I just ran as fast as I could towards the fire. And I knew that it was going to be hard. I'm also meeting with a marketing person today. So I'm definitely moving forward. But I hope those two things help. If you are an entrepreneur and you're trying to figure out how to deal with failure, I think we all deal with it maybe a little differently, but I don't think those two things change whatsoever. If you are not feeling great about where you're at, make sure your vision is totally defined. My vision is defined. My why is totally defined. My brand is defined, but what's not is my marketing strategy and the fact that I'm brand new. And just, my company's a baby company, and I'm going to have to put in the work to get there. And I'm fine with that. So I have to grow patience. If this was helpful, if those two tips are helpful for you, please comment below, like and subscribe. I'm putting this out there. Yes, a lot of it's for me, but if this helps anyone, that's a big deal for me. So like and subscribe. Thank you so much for joining me today. And until next time, keep creating your strength.